MrBeast was considered the absolute most loved creator on YouTube. He gave away millions of dollars, changed lives, and built one of the biggest internet empires in history. So why are more people criticizing him right now than ever before? Welcome to Flop Files. In this explainer, we're looking past the glowing thumbnails to examine the intense, modern wave of backlash hitting YouTube's biggest star.
It's a shocking question, right? But it really is the central mystery we're unpacking today. How does a universally beloved figure, someone famous for literal, on-camera philanthropy, suddenly find himself at the dead center of fierce workplace controversies, academic critique, and environmental backlash? Well, to understand the fall, or at least the fracturing of his image, we first have to understand the sheer scale of the peak. Let's kick things off with Section 1, the YouTube philanthropy empire. To really grasp the backlash, we have to ground ourselves in the absolute unprecedented footprint of Jimmy Donaldson. 240 million subscribers on his main channel alone. That makes him the most subscribed individual creator in the world. According to the Journal of Philanthropy and Marketing, his videos have been viewed over 45 billion times, driving an estimated net worth of around $500 million. This isn't just a channel anymore, guys. It's a global, practically untouchable empire. And this empire evolved with shocking speed. He started out back in 2017 simply giving away a $10,000 brand deal to a homeless man. Fast forward to 2019, he's launching #TeamTrees and raising $24 million. By 2020, he spun off a dedicated Beast philanthropy channel. And by 2025, he was entering strategic partnerships with the 112-year-old Rockefeller Foundation. He essentially built the ultimate creator business model. But, as they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Which brings us to Section 2, workplace and legal battles. Behind those massive numbers and that smiling public image, some seriously grounded allegations have begun fracturing his behind-the-scenes reputation. In April of 2026, a federal lawsuit was filed in North Carolina by Lorraine Mavromatis, who is the former head of the company's Instagram team. According to reporting from Global News, the suit alleges years of sexual harassment and demeaning treatment of women by Beast Industries leadership. It claims executives treated her completely differently than her male counterparts, dismissed her complaints about client harassment, and created a deeply hostile environment. It specifically notes a task meant to demean her, which involved bringing Donaldson a beer, even though it was widely known he didn't really drink. But listen, Beast Industries immediately pushed back on this, and I mean hard. In a public statement, they vehemently denied the claims, calling the entire lawsuit a shakedown that was built on deliberate misrepresentations. They stated they have extensive evidence, including Slack messages, WhatsApp logs, and witness testimony that unequivocally refutes these claims, entirely rejecting the narrative of a toxic workplace. However, the lawsuit also opened the floodgates to other controversies, specifically regarding his reality competition show, Beast Games. The legal filing alleged that female contestants were subjected to unsafe conditions and were actually denied basic necessities like feminine hygiene products. And honestly, even worse, it claims that male executives at headquarters openly laughed and made jokes about these complaints. It's a really stark contrast to the famously generous public persona we're all used to. Moving on to Section 3, the cost of content. Workplace culture isn't the only crack in the foundation here. As these videos get bigger and bigger, the actual physical and environmental toll of maintaining a viral content machine has come under really heavy fire. Critics, like Amber Green writing for the Daily Campus, point out a pretty glaring hypocrisy. Think about it. In 2019, MrBeast was universally praised for #TeamTrees, planting 20 million trees. But today, his content frequently involves blowing up houses, crushing cars with hydraulic presses, and crashing trains simply for our entertainment. Critics argue that a one-time initiative doesn't just magically reverse the massive ongoing carbon emissions and waste produced by modern YouTube stunts. And this environmental backlash, it extends right into his massive food brands, Feastables and Lunchly. The Daily Campus highlights that while these products are hugely popular with younger audiences, they heavily contribute to global plastic waste. Lunchly, for example, uses soiled plastic that is functionally unrecyclable. Critics are labeling this performative environmentalism, arguing that the MrBeast brand prioritizes rapid sales and expansion over actual sustainability. All right, let's dive into Section 4, stunt charity and ethics. This brings us to a really fascinating, deeper layer of the backlash. We're moving from physical waste to sociological dilemmas. The academic world is literally studying MrBeast now. In a 2024 paper published in the Journal of Philanthropy and Marketing, researcher Rodri Davies asks a brilliant, poignant question. Is this good intent or just good content? The paper rigorously examines the Beast model through aesthetic, ethical, economic, and political lenses. To really get this critique, you have to look at the underlying mechanics of his entire empire, the attention economy. In this system, you, the viewers, effectively donate your attention. By watching, liking, and subscribing, the audience acts as a commodity that actually funds his philanthropy through ad revenue. But academics are asking a tough question. Does treating charity as a vehicle for farming engagement cheapen the actual act of giving? These ethical concerns really kind of exploded during his famous video where he paid to cure 1,000 blind people. While a lot of people celebrated the direct help he provided, critics argued it represented a poverty porn aesthetic. The academic research points out that participants in his videos often completely lack agency. Their primary role is just to show extreme gratitude on camera for our entertainment. Furthermore, by framing blindness purely as a dramatic, quick medical fix, it completely ignores the massive systemic healthcare failures that force these people to rely on a YouTube creator for a basic surgery in the first place. The academic paper wraps up with some pretty stark implications for the future of charity. When a single creator acts as this sort of Willy Wonka figure, showering cash, cars, and medical cures on passive, randomly selected recipients, it creates an extreme power dynamic. Academics are warning that this is a potential threat to democratic equality. It places massive societal influence directly into the hands of an entertainer who's driven by algorithms, rather than by democratic accountability. Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, the institutional pivot. So, with mounting lawsuits, environmental backlash, and intense ethical scrutiny all piling up, how does an empire actually respond? Well, in late 2025, Beast Philanthropy announced a massive partnership with the Legacy Rockefeller Foundation. The Giving Review analyzed this alliance and identified a fascinating dynamic they call an asymmetry of credentialing. Basically, both sides get exactly what they lack. The Rockefeller Foundation, they get access to MrBeast's audience, pure cultural relevance. And MrBeast, who is facing all this academic and public backlash, gets the one thing YouTube metrics can never buy: institutional legitimacy. Their very first joint initiative focuses on eradicating child labor in the cocoa industry in Ghana. Sounds amazing, right? But even this has drawn heavy skepticism. Why? Because MrBeast owns Feastables, a massive for-profit chocolate brand. Analysts are pointing out the extreme tension here. Is this a genuine effort at systemic change, or is it just a strategic brand marketing campaign, funded by traditional philanthropy, to cleanse his own commercial supply chain? It really blurs the line between charity and marketing. So the absolutely crucial question we have to ask ourselves is this: are we witnessing a brand new age of digital philanthropy, or is this just highly evolved public relations? Is partnering with a 112-year-old foundation a true transformation of how he does charity, or simply an incredibly sophisticated way to mask the growing controversies, the workplace allegations, and that creeping audience fatigue? Which brings us to our final provocative thought for this explainer. As you look at the lawsuits, the environmental data, and the deep ethical debates, you have to ask yourself, do you think this criticism is fair? Has MrBeast actually changed how he operates, or has the internet simply grown up, totally changing its expectations regarding extreme wealth, fame, and accountability? Let us know what you think down in the comments. If you found this breakdown valuable, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive on Flop Files. Thanks for learning with us, and we'll see you in the next one.